So recently I've been in the mood to go to a water park, but now that summer's over, it's not really a possibility. So instead, I've decided to play Waterpark Simulator and take this dingy old water park that's been left to rot and try and turn it into a massive 5-star resort with crazy slides and massive pools. The first step to do this was to load up the game and name my water park. Your mum. Then I was put into the world. You quit your hated job and used your last savings to chase a dream. You bought an old, abandoned water park. Can you restore it to its former glory, or will it fail just like it did under its previous owner? Okay. Oh my god. That's funny. Wow. Okay. And before I could add anything to the park, I needed to clear out all the old furniture that was around. Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of stuff to clean up. You could see remnants of the previous park that was here before, but clearly it wasn't loved enough, so now it's our turn to get it back up and running. Why do these chairs look like they're made out of graphite? I also needed to sort out all the litter that had been left on the floor and figure out how to get it in the dumpster, which was harder than it looked, trust me. Can I throw it? Right then. Once the floor was clean and there was an empty space for me to work on, I could then start adding some attractions to the water park. There we go. Right. Oh wow. Very nice. Does this come with a tetanus shot as well? Because I think you might need one. Don't get me wrong, it's not the most fun looking water park, but it's a start. Once the pool was filled up and we had some sun lounges, it was time to open the park for the first time and greet our customers. Okay, let's open the park. Oh, so I actually have to put in manually what they want. They want a slide pass. Yes, we have a lovely slide in this water park. This gave me a research point, which I could then use to get some rusty bins. I know, so cool. What this now meant is that I didn't have to run around the whole time picking up trash off the floor. I could just collect it from the bins and yeet it into the dumpster. But what I did still have to do is make sure everything was clean, which was hard to do whilst people were in the park. Why are they like moaning whilst they're sat on the sun lounges? What the Throughout the day, I made sure the slide was in good condition, as it took a bit of a battering by everyone wanting to use it on the first day. But it did survive somehow, and once there was a slow period, I went round giving some flyers out to people to let them know of the exciting new water park that has opened on their street. Let's go hand out some flyers. There you go. There you go, coming to my water park. Wait there, wait there, wait there, wait there. There you go. Which actually worked and got me some new customers. As soon as I was able to research another skill, I could eventually put some showers in place for people to use, as the pool is already dirty enough, so getting in without showering is asking for some diseases to fester. You guys having fun? Oh my god. Eventually day 1 was complete, and I could get some feedback on how it went from the customers and see how much money I made. Day 1 done. Okay, 67% satisfaction. That's not bad. I'd say day 1 was a success. Once the park was closed and there were no customers in the way, I got back to renovating and put a hot dog stand in the corner so that customers could sit back and chew on some sausage after they'd been done in the pool. There we go. We've got a hot dog stand. Which also meant it was time to go to the store across the road and purchase some hot dog stock, something I'd have to do a lot in the future. Before calling it a day, I made sure everything was spotless, almost, and went to bed in my lovely, comfortable home. I woke up for my second day as a water park owner and promptly opened the park. Let's open up shop for a second day. This is when I was warned that not everyone is so supportive of my masterpiece. Ticket cheaters. A guest has sneaked onto the park without a valid ticket. You can spot them quite easy. They're missing a bracelet. Push them out to send a message. That's a good point. We're not having people rob from us. Luckily, I have a boxing glove to teach them a lesson if they try and do anything. Soon after opening, I got a notification saying that I am officially have a 1-star water park. Here we go. We've got a 1-star rating. I couldn't have been happier. This is also when I found someone trying to sneak in without paying. Oh, he just walked in. Just wait. Just wait. Fuck off. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And don't come back. And don't come back. And saw some people who were a bit scared of the water at first, but gave them a nice confidence boost. Okay, I'm just going to give you a little nudge into the pool. Don't worry, Angel. There you go. I handed out a few more flyers, and then the customers really started to roll in. 8 hours. I'm not sure what you can do for 8 hours in here, but I'm not going to complain.
And the brand new hot dog stand was even being used.
Don't worry. There you go.
I used the next few research points that I gathered to get a water gun so I could spray these stinky customers that were coming into the park. And to also upgrade the toilets to some actual porta potties, which I think was received well.
Oh, someone's left a shit on the floor for me. Thank you, whoever did that.
The second day was also a success, and I wrapped it up by upgrading the lounges and making sure everything was clean and ready for tomorrow. Day 3 came around, and this was probably the best day I'd had so far. I started off by adding some more lounges after I'd got some more money off the customers, and also saved up enough money to get a lemonade stand.
There we go. So now we've got lemonade and a hot dog stand.
Meaning people could now get food and drinks at my water park, and would make them more likely to tip once I had unlocked the ability to do so.
Where are the lemons? Lemons? Got cornettos. Oh my god, they've got those things. There we go. Lemons. Someone's already waiting for a lemonade. Got 2 people waiting for lemonades. Oh my god, everyone's waiting for a bloody lemonade.
The rest of the day was spent cleaning and repairing until the park was closed at 6 PM, and I had some research points to spend. I used them to buy a paintbrush so I could start painting the walls outside and get rid of the abandoned, decrepit look. And finally, upgraded the pool to a bigger, much cleaner one. However, I came to an important conclusion.
As much as it pains me to say it, I think we might need to get a loan.
A loan would allow me to make much more money in the long term at the cost of some interest in the short term. So I signed my life away and used the money to buy some newer showers and add a lot more lounges to increase the maximum capacity of customers I can have in the water park, and a few more toilets.
It's looking good. Looking very good.
The next day was probably the most stressful experience of my life. I didn't take into account that more customers meant more tickets to sell and hot dogs and lemonades to serve.
There we go, look how busy it is now. It's definitely the new pool which is bringing people in. Can you guys move out of the way? Someone's drowning now, oh my god.
But at the end of the day, I ended up making more money than ever and decided it was time to hire my first employee.
Who do I want to hire? Efficiency 98%, precision 92%. Oh, fuck it, Duke. You're hired. That's good enough.
Meet Duke. Duke was going to be one of the main pillars of success for my water park and would help me by selling tickets. Or so I thought. I also purchased some new and improved slides to give customers a much better experience in the park, and then called it a night. The next day, I put Duke up to the test to see his ticket selling abilities on his first day.
Okay, it is Duke's first day on the job. Let's see how he does. Yes, people are using the new slide. They love it. Just notice these buildings on the street, you can look inside, but there's nothing in them.
I also added some greenery to make the park look a little bit more decorated. Halfway through the day, I went to go check up on Duke and found that he was taking a break, meaning that customers were waiting to receive their tickets.
Why has Duke just stopped working? Duke, do your fucking job.
Safe to say I got a bit annoyed. The rest of the day was spent cleaning and watching over Duke.
Do your job.
And then ended the day on a high. I decided to use the research points I'd gained from today to buy some better looking bins, decorations, and a bigger water park. Not only did this give me now a 1.5 star rating, but also the ability to build a lot more pools and slides, and was the next step to getting the 5-star resort that I wanted.
So this is the new area we've unlocked, and there's a lot of trash to sort out.
Unfortunately, this area was worse than the first one, and there was a lot of cleaning up that needed to be done. But I guess it comes with a job, and I knew what I was signing up for. The next day didn't get off to a great start. A massive flock of seagulls decided to carpet bomb my water park with bird poo, which made cleaning the new area even harder, and meant that I had to spend the first hour of the day cleaning it up. The park opened at 10 AM, but I still had all of this cleaning up to do in the new area. So I decided to leave Duke in charge for a bit whilst I got to work cleaning.
Okay, Duke, I'm leaving you in charge for a bit. Also go do some cleaning.
I decided this was a test to see if he could maybe one day inherit the park, but let's just say he failed.
Duke, what the fuck is going on? You just left someone to drown. And there's people sneaking in and there's someone waiting. Oh my god.
I carried on cleaning and found a random uninvited guest squatting on my land.
I just realised that the hell? How did you even get in? You're in full clothes. Yeah, that's right, run away. Don't come back. Oh my god, someone's dead. Someone's dead in the pool. Oh no.
And after a day of cleaning and saving lives, the water park was closed, and it was now time to start building the expansion to my water park. I added not 1 but 2 new pools, removed the showers, added more toilets and sun lounges, and also upgraded to some nicer, bigger bins so I didn't have to keep changing them every 2 minutes. I even added a little bit of greenery next to the pools to make it seem like the customers were on a tropical island instead of the middle of a city. This gained me my 2nd star, meaning I was no longer a lousy 1-star resort and was getting closer to my goal.
Yes, finally. It was so good to be no longer a 1-star water park. It's all come down to this moment.
I can now unlock the ability to have a janitor in my park to look after the cleaning instead of me running around like a madman all day. However, all the spending meant that my bank account was looking very dry, and without the ability to take a loan, this meant I couldn't replace the showers that I thought was a good idea to remove out of the way. I just have to hope that I could earn enough money quickly the next day to be able to replace them. The park was open for a new day, and I was excited to see what people thought of the new and improved area that had just been opened.
The first person to try out the new pool. Let's see what she thinks. Yeah, I think she enjoyed it a little bit too much.
It seems like it went well, and due to me getting my 2nd star, I started to see some other improvements to my park.
Oh, no way. Even our duck has cleaned himself up as well.
Eventually, I had enough money to replace 2 of the 3 showers that I had removed, easing my anxiety that the park would start to smell like a boys' changing room. All was going well, however, yet another issue began to present itself.
Who the Someone has peed in the pool. Get out. Get out the pool.
This is where I began to find out more and more about how hard being a water park owner actually is.
For God's sake. That's it. We're not selling any more lemonade.
Today was going as well as any other day until I realised something. Turns out I needed another upgrade to use my janitor staff and decided I would just keep the responsibility for myself for now.
Also, where's this janitor that I ordered? I've just completely forgot that I ordered Everly or whatever her name was. And she hasn't even appeared for her first day of work. Yeah, Duke, do you want to actually get onto the till instead of going around the walkthrough, mate? Okay. Oh, he's going home. Okay then, fair enough.
I added a few safety features before calling it a night, and the next morning decided to continue painting the outside of my park to finally make it look brand new. I went for a light blue and white theme, as this was kind of what we used before, and I think it was also simple and easy on the eyes.
And there we go. Everything's painted. I don't have enough money to paint the insides, but, you know, that's what me and Duke are going to be looking at, so it's not the end of the world. We are now looking like a proper water park.
With the new painting done, I was keen to open the park, but of course, some people weren't going to make it easy for me.
Oi, stop spray painting! What did he put? Gonna poop in the pool. No, you're fucking not. No, you're fucking not. Yeah, that's right, get back in the changing rooms.
This day went on as normal, and judging by the reviews at the end of the day, I think people are enjoying the new and improved look of the park. Finally, I could unlock the ability to change the floor in the park, because this was the main thing that bugged me. I got rid of the disgusting mossy green floor that was previously down and didn't even match with the first floor, and replaced it with a lovely white tile, which completed the clean look I was going for. The next day I wanted to make sure I was meeting customer expectations.
Okay, so today I am a vendor. I'm going to be working and making sure that everyone gets a lemonade and a hot dog.
However, I still had to keep an eye out for vandals that were roaming around.
Absolute criminals. They seem to really like this wall to graffiti on, so I might just spawn camp them here. Oh, I've caught someone doing it. Little dick. Yeah, this will teach you to graffiti again. Yeah, you little delinquent.
This was another normal day in the park, and at the end, I used the money I'd gained to paint the inside of the building to finish everything off. I'm sure Duke loved his new break room. And I also bought a ticket ATM, meaning that customers can now buy their own tickets. So the next day, I actually forgot to record, but I added a few jumping boards to the new pools and started working towards some tasks that needed to be completed to get me 2.5 stars.
So, okay, so we need to sell 50 tickets. And today we've sold 48.
But not much else happened during this day. But at the end of it, I leveled up Duke so we can now sell tickets even faster with better accuracy. And I also expanded the size of the park, unlocking this great big area.
Oh, yes. Look at all of this space that we have now.
It was a complete mess, however, and had some questionable things on the floor.
Should I be concerned about this?
We'll ignore that though. Once everything was cleaned up, I needed to move things around and make sure the new area of the park was easy to get to. I unlocked some nice bigger pools as well and placed 3 new pools in this area, as well as some new decorations to go around. And because of how big the area was, even after adding all of this, there was still a lot of space in the middle. Now it was just time to save up until I could unlock some bigger slides to go with these new pools. I also had to move the hot dog and lemonade stand, but ran out of money, so the lemonade stand didn't get replaced. But I mean, everyone was peeing in the pool, so maybe not selling drinks was a good thing. The next day, it was time to open the new pool area to the public, and I think it's safe to say they got a bit too excited by it.
Someone's shit in the pool. Someone has shit in the pool.
However, it seemed that most of the customers were still using the old area, so I removed some of the lounges and added more to the new side to see if this would persuade them to go there.
Yeah, we'll just have a few over here and not this many. It's quite a lot.
And then got to work on getting my next half of a star. To do this, I needed to upgrade my bins and take out the trash in them. Not a very exciting activity, but it needed to be done. Whilst upgrading these, I also went and upgraded the sun lounges. However, money was tight again, and I could only replace a few of them.
Okay, they look way nicer than the other ones. Unfortunately, I have no money, so I can't replace all of these because they cost like 200 each.
This is when I actually decided to take out a second loan as I thought it was necessary, and the first one didn't go so bad. The day was finished, and the next came shortly after. This day I decided I actually wanted to hire someone to help clean up around the place. Because the park had gotten much bigger, it was really hard to keep on track of all the mess on the floor, and it was safe to say I was starting to feel the growing pains of my expansion.
Okay, Casper, it looks like you're hired. You better live up to the high expectations that me and Duke work to.
I decided to hire someone called Casper, and he would help me with the cleaning.
But because I have like 6 pools now, if someone's peeing in them, I have no idea.
This day was very similar to the last, cleaning with the help of Casper now, repairing and getting hot dogs from Kmart. And by the end of it, I'd saved enough money and research points to get myself a vending machine, 2 in fact, and filled them with granola bars. Now I needed to sell snacks from my vending machines to get closer to 2.5 stars. As soon as that was completed, the park was closed and I repaired and cleaned everything, which is when I was awarded my 2.5 star rating.
No way, 2.5 stars. Look at that.
Now I was officially halfway to having my 5-star resort dream coming true. Then I decided to use my research points to increase the speed of my staff, because they were really slow at this point, and upgraded the toilets to a much higher quality. Then I finally added some new slides to the park, making it start to come together and create a fun area for the customers.
Okay, the new slides are down. Let's try them. Wow.
I went back to Kmart to get some stock for the vending machines and then opened the park for a new day. It seemed like the customers were enjoying the new slides, but I was occupied with trying to find and stop perverts from taking pictures of people and also mopping the floors to complete my next task on the list. This day ended up making me quite a lot of money and research points, which I used to upgrade my mopping ability, which would actually come in use the next day. I decided not to buy anything else today and called it a night. And when I woke up in the morning, another flock of seagulls had come and pooed all over the park, which is what would make the new mop upgrade come in handy. However, Casper was actually putting in the work to get these clean, so I didn't really have to do much. This meant I now had some time to give out some more flyers to people on the street to get more business into the park, which would also complete the task needed to get me a 3-star rating.
Finally, 3 stars.
I also found out here that even though some of the customers are trying to torture me, some are actually trying to help.
You've met some guests before, but not every unusual guest is a problem. Some of them might actually help you out. Keep your eyes open, you never know what kind of surprises they'll bring.
The rest of the day was spent cleaning, and it's safe to say that the new slides were used well. This also ended up being my most profitable day so far, probably because of how many customers there were due to all the flyers I was handing out. And because of this, the max capacity of customers I could have in my water park has now gone from 30 to 50. And to be honest, it was quite hard to keep up.
Now it's time to fix all the mess that's gone on from having 50 people in our water park.
I used the research points I'd earned from today to upgrade the durability on my buildings and upgrade my sledgehammer to be quicker at destroying things. This used up most of the money I had, so I went on to the next day. During the next day, I found out that I now have some people with hats that would actually drop research points for me, which was very helpful.
Oh, you. You're the smart guy. What, do you drop them? Oh, he's dropped some. He's dropped one.
And this caused me to end the day with 10 research points and $6,000 in cash to spend. I used this money to add a lot more toilets for the higher amount of guests I was getting and buy the next plot of land, which was now available after getting 3 stars.
We've got a road in our park now. Okay, well this one isn't as bad as the other one. I felt there's less stuff to clean up.
But it had a lot of space that would be hard to fill at first. But I cleaned everything up, replaced the floor, and then needed to move all of the toilets that I'd just placed as they would be in the middle of everything. I then got rid of the old showers that was in the park and replaced them with the newer ones I had just unlocked. Now I decided to change the pool orientation and use one of the new pools I have unlocked.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Then I added some new sun lounges in the middle so people could rest by the new big pool.
I'm going to put 2 down at the moment because they cost $550 to put down. Things come together really nicely. Money is still proving to be a problem, but it is what it is.
I also took out another loan just to be able to buy this tall diving board, definitely worth it. And the next day I was greeted by an unusual guest.
Oh my god, what the fuck is that? What the hell? Oh, he's trying to steal!
Nice to know I'm still being surprised 18 days in. And after all the money I'd gathered from this day, I decided I wanted to change the layout again and add even more new pools to try and fill the big empty space that I had.
Okay, I've also decided to add a slide for this one as well. Just because, why not?
Now I had to fix a problem that the customers were having, where they couldn't find a bin apparently. Hopefully that should do the trick. And now it's time to unlock the ability to put up posters. I went to the shop to go buy some.
I don't have enough money.
As soon as I had enough, I went and put up some posters around the town, which seemed to draw more people to the park. Then the rest of the day went on as normal, and after the park was closed, I bought myself a vending machine, but one for lemonade. So now people could get food and drinks, and I wouldn't have to be stood at a stand all day. The next day marked 20 days of the park being open, and I think I'd made good progress by this point. I had to have a word with Casper, the cleaner, because he was being a bit of an idiot.
Casper, what are you doing? Are you waiting for a ticket? You work here, mate.
And I also needed to make sure that the vending machines were fully stocked, as my next task was to sell 30 items from them, which was actually quite easy, and by 6 PM I'd already sold over 30. Then I placed one of the new slides that I'd unlocked, which actually made the place start to look like a real water park. Unfortunately, I only had enough to place one down though. So after this, I cleaned and repaired everything and went to the next day. This was probably my most profitable day, earning me about $9,000, and I decided to use my research points to unlock the taser, meaning I could teach the criminals in the park a real lesson. With the $9,000 that I had, I decided to purchase 2 new slides, one to go with the other one in this pool, and another to go in the new pool that I had just bought.
I mean, it might be a bit of a problem if 2 people come down at the same time, but that'll be fine.
I had some money left over and decided to upgrade the rest of the sun lounges in the main area of the park. The next day I was very excited to put the new taser to the test, but I might have gone a bit overboard.
Oh, looks like we've got someone to tase. Yeah. Yeah? Maybe you'll think twice about trying to get in without paying. Is she dead? I think I killed her.
It turns out tasing people was actually good though, because it earned me a 3.5 star rating.
Oh my god, they're taking her away. Can I tase her again? I can keep on tasing her. Oh, okay.
Tasing people in the pool, however, turned out to be not so good, which I learned the hard way.
Oh, I've just tased myself as well.
This day earned me a little bit less than yesterday, but still a good amount, around $8,500. And I used this to put some more diver boards in the pool and decided to put some new bins in place to go with the new slides and pools. I also unlocked a baseball bat. I'm not sure what I would use this for, but hey, if a baseball game kicks off in the water park, I'll be prepared. Day 23 went on as normal. This is the day that I increased the price of the tickets for my water park, which would mean more money, and I really needed more money, so this would help a lot. This is also the day that I got my 4th star, meaning I was now only 1 star away from completing the game.
Okay, so we are now only 1 star away from having the 5-star rating.
This unlocked me a new waste bin, so I can now recycle my trash for money. Then I went and replaced all the bins in the water park with these new resort ones, as well as adding a few new decorations. After restocking all the vending machines, I called it a night, and the next day I started to notice some new customers in the park.
No, what was that guy? Why does he have money? Why do you have a top hat? Why are you going away?
And these would actually be very helpful in dropping money for me. My task this day was to sell 100 tickets, which was actually very easy as well. I think buying the new decorations and increasing the ticket price helped a lot, as I ended the day with $14,000 in the bank and $1,400 in tips, as well as 12 research points. With all of this, I unlocked new pools and placed them down next to where the slides were and decorated it with some trees. The next day I spent picking up money from the rich customers, like the poor trash I am, and earned pretty much the same amount as the previous day. I was then warned of a water shortage going on in the city, which would cause some disruptions tomorrow.
Oh god. A sudden water main break left the whole city without running water. No showers, no toilets, just chaos. Guess who's still got plenty of water? Yep, your park. Time to welcome a flood of dusty, stinky guests looking for salvation.
Now, since the max customers in my park was increased to 70, I decided it was time to upgrade the toilets in the park. This would mean that I would get more money from when the customers used them, and they'd be used quicker as well. And since I was upgrading the toilets, I decided I would also upgrade the size of the park as well. And once everything was cleaned and the floor was replaced, I decided to leave it there and go on to the next day. This is when the water shortage started to affect everyone, and the stinky customers were now rolling in. Luckily, I had my water gun ready and was able to sort them all out. I also found some suspicious stuff going on in the new toilets.
What the hell's going on in there?
Not sure what that's about. But this day, I ended up reaching nearly $20,000 in the bank, which is the most I'd seen so far. And I upgraded my staff level so I could hire a new person to help out in the park. With all the money that I had, I bought the biggest pool I could, as well as the biggest jumping board I could.
This is fair enough. If you get scared jumping off this, then yeah, I understand that now.
And the next day, I painted some of the brick in the entrance and realised I'd actually missed a spot when painting before.
Oh my god, I've just realised I never painted this railing.
So good thing I went over it. And after the day was done, I upgraded my staff so they would take less breaks, and upgraded my mop so I could keep up with all the mess being made. The next morning I decided to go around and give more flyers out to get customers in, and in the process nearly took out all the ones waiting.
Oh shit, I've just knocked over the whole queue, my bad.
Then I went and bought an ice cream stall and decided to get rid of the second cleaner I'd hired and replace them with a vendor for the ice cream.
I'm sorry Wes, but you're gonna have to go.
However, it didn't turn out how I'd liked it to. This was also the day that I decided to change the layout of the park quite drastically, starting off by adding a new main pool in the centre. I think this one looks way nicer. Then moving the sun lounges as there wasn't enough room for them where they were. And then added some more bins and decorations around the end of the park, and finished off by replacing the showers I had with some new wooden ones.
And there we go, look at these brand new showers. We've got a lot more now as well to keep up with the growing number of customers that we're getting.
The next day I was excited to start selling the ice creams to customers and see how my new employee would do. However, it turned out he decided not to work, so I was on the ice cream stall most of the day.
Where are you going? The ice cream is over this way. Where is Sutton? Where have they gone? I have no idea where they are.
So I decided to fire Sutton, who was meant to be the ice cream vendor, which I think is a fair thing to do, and I replaced him with a cleaner because he didn't do anything at all. I'm guessing the ice creams went down well because I got 1,500 in tips this day and can now upgrade my janitor staff to be a lot quicker and better at cleaning. And with that, I decided to hire another janitor to help out. This was Chloe, but I think something might have put her off though.
Where are you going? Oh my god. Chloe?
Anyways, the next day I went and bought a new ticket machine, which sped up the wait that guests would have and get them in the door quicker. When the park was open, I waited around for someone to buy an ice cream, as I only needed to sell one more to complete my task. Eventually someone did, and I was one step closer to getting my next half a star. This was when I was able to unlock the vacuum cleaner, meaning I could collect trash without having to go get bags from the bins. I also went and upgraded more of the lounges in the corner of the park, as I had quite a lot of money saved up by this point, and added a few more in this corner. The next day I had a great idea to remove some of the bins in the busy area of my park, so I'd have more trash to collect and complete a challenge I had. However, it turned out just collecting trash from the bins counted as well, so instead I went and put up more posters around the town, as there was still more space for me to do so. After the park was closed and I cleaned all my buildings, I received my 4.5 star rating, meaning I was now closer than ever to getting 5 stars. But the next goals to get there weren't going to be easy. I put some more decorations around the park and I now had my eyes set on getting the prestige slides, but there was quite a way to go. So the next few days were spent grinding to finally get the amount needed to unlock them. Day 34 was the day that I decided to change the park and get rid of the old pools I had for as long as I could remember in the park.
God, that's how long this pool has been here. There's still an old bit of ground.
But it was a necessary change for the better and allowed me to place some new slides.
Oh my god, these are huge. Look at them.
Leaving no trace of the old park that I'd previously had. I was also able to upgrade my ticket price for the park. The next few days were again spent grinding. I unlocked a few new things, such as new lounges that I'd replaced with the old ones already down, and hired a new cleaner, Madison.
I'm expecting not a single speck of dust in this park now.
I even added a new slide and replaced the toilets and showers. All this grind was to complete the next challenge of reaching $500,000 in money earned, which took days and days to even get close to completing. And after 3 days had passed, I had about $100,000 left. The next few days were again spent trying to hit the goal of $500,000 in earned money. And I also found out that I have some sort of death problem in the park.
Okay, I think there might be an actual problem with this part of the pool because people keep dying here.
But by the end of it, I eventually hit my target and was finally rewarded with a 5-star rating.
Yes! We have done it! A 5-star rating. Finally. It's taken me so long.
a truly emotional moment. However, the story wasn't over yet, as I still had slides, pools and other stuff to unlock and add to my park, as well as unlock a whole new area. So that's what I set out for next. First, I unlocked the new area of the park.
Oh my god. Look at all of this.
Cleared out everything and matched the floors. And now that this was open, I could again grind for the next few days to unlock everything that I wanted. And by the end of it, I had the 5-star resort that I dreamed of.
Okay, so this is the new area completed. So we've got these massive slides. We've got some spinny ones as well. We've even got a massive grand diving board as well. So I think it's all completed. This is the 5-star water park.
Now, there are still a few tiny upgrades and things like that to unlock, but that wasn't really important to me, and I had already achieved the water park that I wanted. And to think back to what the park was before when I started, it's definitely a big change. But now I think it's time to go touch some grass.